are you pointing at me? Hello. Hello. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of Hook Up with Steph. I am your host. And before we get into anything else, I'm just going to go through our usual business of the plugs and stop touching me.
Stop touching me!
So, if you want to help out the channel and get some bonus content, please check out our Patreon right over here. We have different... No, wait, wrong hand! Every time. So, yeah, we've got bonus content, bonus tiers, and blah, blah, blah. All the good stuff.
Blah, blah, blah!
Yeah, you have a video of me going blah, blah, blah. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but you can also check out, we have a tier for my dog as well. So if you want to see some behind the scenes and extra cute mojo things, then go subscribe to his tiers.
Yes, because Mojo has his own show.
On the first episode of that, you can actually find on the main feed of the channel. We do have a Twitter, which is over now. There we go. So if you want to talk about any of the shows with us, just put what you want to say and use hashtag. For instance, you want to talk about this show, just put hashtag Hook Up with Steph and we can find it that way. We do also have an Instagram, which is over now. And that is if you don't have Twitter, and also if you want to see what shows are when. And yeah. So yes. And now to introduce my guest, I have the lovely Peter. Please check out his photography company's Instagram here. It's a really good company. And I'm not saying that because we're related. It is genuinely a good company. So yeah, go check him out and give them some love and support. And finally, you can find my professional hairdressing account here. And you can now, because COVID restrictions in England have lessened, you can now message me to book appointments. And I will see what I can do for you. So please, if you want to have your hair done, send me a message and I'll see what I can do. So, yes. And last but not least, we do have a sponsor. I'm just going to have some coffee first. And we have a sponsor over here.
Isn't that the mantra of the show? I'll have a coffee first.
Oh, yeah, I'll have some coffee first. So, yeah, please check out Join the Light Photography. And thank you so much for sponsoring this video. They are a great photography company. They do anything from weddings and events to parties and solo portfolio shots and stuff. Just go check them out. They're good. So, yes. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second.
Choo choo!
Is there anything you need to talk about channel-based?
Well, you need to have some coffee, clear, to get your mind going. But
Yes.
What we will talk, or we'll touch upon briefly, because it's something that will probably involve you, because we have discussed this already. Later on in this month, it's let's find the dates so I can actually work this out. Right, on the 19th, which is in fact 2 weeks' time, there will be a show, obviously another show of this. Yes. But later that same day, it's the Broken Film Show.
Yay!
Okay, this takes place later in the evening UK time. This month's Broken Film Show, I'm sure, is going to make a lot of people cry because it's about Disney.
I don't mind Disney as my childhood. I will be there. I will defend my favorite childhood shows.
Yeah, for anyone who actually knows me, and there are a few of you out there, you'll know my opinion on Disney. So this will be interesting.
Yes, it will be. And for those of you who are watching who know me on a personal level, you know my thoughts on Disney. And the two of us talking about Disney will be quite entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if anybody else is free who wants to be on, but it probably will just be me and Steph.
It's all right. I'll make sure I have like 5 mugs of coffee this time.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Disney as in the company, the films, and the acquisitions they've made of other properties and consequences of those as well. So we're going
Yeah.
to talk about quite a lot to do with Disney. So this is probably going to be quite long.
Make sure you're in pajamas, you got your coffee, and you got your dinner, and surplus of snacks, because this is a long one.
I would just sit back and relax and chill. And obviously, we'll have a live chat going while the show's on. So if you guys want to get involved, you can always send us a message like you can with this show.
Yes, if you guys have questions or anything, feel free to ask. Yeah. But so I'm going to quickly just say something about my show that I'm working on at the moment. Now,
something.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So I have been absent for a couple of weeks. Last time I was absent was due to a back injury. And while I was on bed rest for a little while, I started creating a pattern that I'm trying to work up and see if it's doable to do as a tutorial for you guys. So there will be tutorials back on this feed. Hello. Hi. So yeah, there will be tutorials back on a couple of Steph, but for now, and this is going to be a very quick one as well, because I have other things to do today, and I was working this morning, and I'm incredibly tired. So we're going to be making a washcloth for when I actually need to make, because I need to make a new one anyway, but I've got a few bits in my personal life that I've got going on right now. So you may find that this podcast in particular will start to slow down with how many episodes it produces a month. Because now everything's getting back to normal, I can start working, and yeah.
Yeah, there's a chance that's going to happen with a lot of the shows on this network for this reason, because obviously this was obviously more. There was more stuff going on during lockdown, but obviously as lockdown eases and people can do more stuff and people can go back to work, obviously people's availability changes. Obviously, a lot of shows you'll still get certain shows, but some of them will either become infrequent or they will stop altogether. But we'll let you know which is which. This one, I just think will just become a bit less frequent.
Yes, I do not plan on stopping a couple of Steph. It may just become monthly instead of bi-weekly.
Yeah.
That'll be the only difference.
Very much.
Yes. Oh. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. I do apologise.
Not enough coffee.
No, I've literally... Shocker, this is my second cup of coffee. And I've been up since 8:30.
Yeah, I have to give myself a coffee break at the moment because I've already had like 5.
Yeah. I wonder where I get my caffeine problem from.
Well, it's not my fault.
My mother doesn't drink it.
What? It's not like I bought you your first cup of coffee.
Yeah, totally not when I was like, 14?
I didn't do that.
Yes, only 2 cups today. I know. It's a huge shock. I know.
She's a lightweight.
I'm not. Wow.
Compared to me, Stephanie, you're a lightweight. Let's face it.
Yeah, but that comes with experience. I could have said age, but experience will work.
I appreciate you not calling me an old git. Thank you.
Oh no, I call that my mum. If you're watching, hi mum. Or if you can hear me, hi.
She probably might be able to hear you than watch you, to be honest.
I don't know. My brother's blasting Queen in his bedroom, so I think that's making up for it.
He's blasting Queen or he's blasting the Queen? Those are 2 different things.
He's blasting music from Queen.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we should clear that up.
Of course. Why does that not surprise me?
Out of curiosity, do you know who this is, by the way?
Yes. Yes, okay. I do. He is a good friend of mine. Yes.
All right, cool. I did wonder because they seem to know you fairly well.
Yes, they've known me for 6, almost 7 years. So.
Gotcha.
Yes. But so yeah, I'm just gonna.
Okay, I've got to ask about the name, Captain Kua.
I think he meant to put Cooper. I think he was rushing it.
Cool. No worries.
Yeah. But
Oh, okay.
got outed. Hello.
Hello. I've been told about you.
Peter.
What? That is your friend? What?
So I'm just gonna like fill these guys in as to why I've been like MIA for about a month now. I do apologize for my absence. First time I missed it. Missed recording episode 7, which is what this is. My dog wasn't too well, so that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, Zach, doesn't surprise me in the slightest that you did that.
Okay, we have another. The thing is, we have another comment here, but the username's a bit iffy, so I'm not sure about putting it up.
Yeah, I mean, we have got the 18 plus filter on it.
We do, but here you go.
Yeah. Hi. Hello. But so yeah, Mojo wasn't well when I went to record this episode the first time. So I had to put Mojo's needs first. He wasn't doing well. He's a lot better now. Because I also missed out on a couple more podcasts fairly recently because Mojo had heat stroke. So that was quite a lot to deal with. But he's fine now. It's just in the UK, especially in England, the past couple of days have been stifling hot. And my dog's a husky. How's he doing today? That's fair enough. And yeah, it's all going good. Just making a washcloth and just talking about why I've missed out on a lot. So yes, I do. He has appeared on other shows, but right now he is currently hiding in the shade. He is 3 years old. He is a Malamuta Kita, and he has been on other shows previously. He also has his own show on the feed. So yes, it's called The Wonderful World of Mojo.
Yeah, it's on the main network feed. It's not on the feed for this show. It's the Sorting Stuff network feed.
Yes, there we go. But yeah, then I tried to record it this episode, not last week, but the week before. But I had a really bad spine. 1, language. 2, I know.
I didn't pay anyone for this. No money exchanged hands.
No, Uncle.
This is Steph's show. We're supposed to be saying nice things about Steph.
Oh, no. I don't mind. You can compliment my uncle. Oh, wait, other way. No, other way.
That way, there you go. Well,
you can compliment him as much as you like.
You see, what it is for us guys is when we do gestures, we have to remember to do the opposite around to what we do. Because if I'm doing it to the direction I can see Steph, I am actually pointing this way. However, it's the wrong way how you guys see it. I actually need to point to the opposite way, which is actually away from her as I look at it, but it's the direction she is to me.
Yeah, see, normally when I'm on these shows, well then.
But here we go.
Hello.
Here's one of my other co-hosts. Hi, Aaron.
Yes, hello, Aaron. Hope you're doing well. But no, so with me and other shows, like the Broken Film Show, for instance, I'm normally where Peter is, and Peter's normally where I am. So we have to just keep on moving around and remembering. Well, someone's called my uncle attractive.
And I didn't pay them either.
Shocker. That's fair enough.
Well, people use screen names online. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
No issues here.
Yeah, no, I use screen names because I also play computer games quite a lot. So yeah.
Fun fact: I'm a robot.
Are you?
Yeah.
Damn. So that's why you can. Oh.
What?
Give me 2 seconds. Oh, actually, no, I completely lost my train of thought. But no, so like I was saying, I was meant to do episode 7 again 2 weeks ago now. I haven't. I was going to, but then I had a really bad fall while at work, while at college, and I actually blew my back out for a few days. So I wasn't able to sit up how I normally do for my podcasts for a very long time. So yeah, that was quite annoying because I had a tutorial in mind for that, and then obviously I came up with what I'm working on now. So yeah. Yes. But so yeah, that's.
I've got to ask Aaron, is that oh dear left over from what I told you Wednesday?
Oh dear.
Because I'm sure we're going to be talking about that tomorrow.
Yeah, from the sounds of it, you and Aaron have a really fun podcast lined up for tomorrow.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I made this too big. Oh dear. Crap.
What are you doing there, Steph?
Trying to make a washcloth because I'm planning to go on holiday at the end of the month. Because I'm allowed to travel.
Exactly. And yeah, to put context, this is to do with information that broke to do with one of the basically to do with me and Aaron do a show called 50/50 Booking, and there was a bunch of news on Wednesday where a bunch of people got released from the WWE, and Aaron was not particularly happy about it. This is why this comment. Yeah, there you go. Comment here is for.
Yeah. Oh dear. I mean, because I found out about some of that as well. Yeah, no, I can't say I blame you for being angry about that. But yeah. So yes, in the UK we are slowly starting to be able to travel around a lot more now within the UK. I don't know what's happening with like going abroad. I will message you later.
Yeah, I will speak to you later, but I'll definitely see you tomorrow.
Yes. See you later.
Yes, traveling, Steph.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with going abroad. However, where I want to go is within the UK, so I'm able to do that at the end of the month.
There's a green, amber, and a red list, and there's only like 2 countries on the green. There's a bunch on amber, and there's a load on the red.
Oh, fair enough.
So, and the green list is literally like Iceland.
Yeah.
everything else is pretty much amber, and the real COVID hotspots are still quite bad, or the red ones, obviously. I mean, certain other places have less restrictions, so they can already do sort of travel and stuff. So, a bunch of my American friends, I know for a fact, have been able to travel. So,
oh, that's fair enough then. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that because I haven't been able to get away since the last time I went away from my family was in 2019, roughly.
Yeah, you people may remember that time. It's before everyone had to wear face masks like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Okay. I have no clue what you're on about, but okay.
It's probably something to do with what we've been talking about, but I'm guessing
Probably.
we were just quicker than. To be fair,
Okay. So yeah, I'm really excited about going away. And sorting things out, but hopefully I can still do that. It just depends on my work hours and everything. So yeah.
well, I think for a lot of people that will be quite nice because a lot of people have not been able to do a lot and they've been stuck in places. I mean, during what's been going on with lockdown, I've been personally kind of fortunate because I've still been able to get around because I don't travel the same way as most people do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's fair enough. But yeah, we have a habit of doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
On this show.
Yeah, the reason for that is I happen to not have to know what all that stuff is because of what I do for a living. Because some of my clients like destination weddings, and some people come into the country, some people go out to the country for stuff. So I have to know what's okay and what isn't. So that's why I know what they are. So yeah, it's easy for me to just stuff where I just happen to know where it is. But I do appreciate you obviously trying to let us know. It's just
Yeah.
never bad.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just replying to a work email real quick.
Yeah, I know that one. So.
Yeah, no, where I've started to get a couple of requests come through on my page, it's just, all right, okay, so this is this, and that is that, and this is a fork.
Yeah, but the vast majority of my day is spent dealing with stuff like that when I'm not actually doing weddings and stuff. So yeah, it's a thing. Or just out doing photo shoots in general. My days bounce out between doing that sort of stuff and then editing. So that's pretty much what most of my days are.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's fair play. I think I'm going to need a coffee refill in a minute.
I'm guessing Steph understands that more than I do.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do understand that. Yes.
So, yeah, it's one of those things that if you deal with people from abroad in any context, you need to know what's good and what isn't. So it makes sense if you deal with people abroad that you'd know.
Yeah.
So,
but I think I'm going to need a coffee refill in a couple of minutes.
Oh no. Imagine the inhumanity of it all.
Yeah.
Coffee, 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 coffee. But yeah, the main thing is in the UK particularly, because I mean, I have the because a lot of the time I cycle places. So as a cyclist, you're not really subjected to a lot of the restrictions as other things do. I just have to make sure I had a mask with me, which I do. So
yeah, I mean, I travel with my work. I travel on public transport or on foot. My work will be a lot easier when I drive. That is for certain.
Although I would say though, I'm also vaccinated.
Yes, however, I'm not.
Yeah, it does help.
Yeah, I'm in the last age bracket that's going to get it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. Yeah, you know, you're saying just now about work things coming in. I've just had somebody message me, so I'm just having to respond.
Yeah, no, I got that.
But here's the trick to it. I'm responding on my watch.
See, no, I have to respond on my mobile.
So it's kind
Because
of
I
fun.
do have a watch, but it's just hooked up to the wrong phone at the moment because
Well,
I'm in the middle of transferring phones.
well, for me, it's easier to understand stuff.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. I used to work as a caretaker, so trust me, I get that one. It's just
Yeah.
different. They're explaining about his job. Yeah, because even though I could generally fix stuff, there were certain things I was not allowed to do legally, so you had to call in contractors to do stuff. So I get this.
Yes. I should not be a couple of minutes. I'm just going to go get a refill. Okay.
All right, no worries.
I will let Peter entertain you all. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm not dancing, though, people. Sorry, you're not getting that. I dance for no one because nobody wants to see it. Trust me, it's terrible. But yeah, one of those things is, particularly when it comes to work stuff, is there's a lot of legislation and legal issues, so you have to know what's going on. Having now been vaccinated, it makes a lot of things easier for me because to have been vaccinated means I have to take less precautions and I have less stumbling blocks to get around to doing stuff. So from a work point of view, it's a lot easier. Yeah, that's exactly it right there. Yeah, it's. I mean, nowadays because I work for myself, it's different because I'm allowed to do whatever I like because it's just the way it works. But when I did used to work for other people, when I was a caretaker particularly, or it was a projectionist because I've done both those jobs, I could fix everything. You're just not allowed to. And for insurance and legal purposes, it's not worth the hassle of trying to do it because you'll get in trouble. So yeah, that I do get. But that's also the health and safety culture as well, because you go back to when I was younger, nobody would have thought twice about it. You would have just done it. But because people started getting hurt because they do stupid stuff, it became a case of you have to protect the idiots from themselves. But unfortunately, it meant that anyone who knew what they were doing also couldn't do things because you had to account for the stupid people. So, what I mean by stupid people, just to be clear, it's the people who thought they knew what they were doing but really didn't, and then they end up making it worse or breaking something, which is actually really bad because particularly if you do a job where it involves machines, because you risk harming other people, not just yourself. Yeah. Nowadays you would do, definitely. So, but the funny part is I've literally followed every job where I've had to do anything, know about any sort of machines or technology, is I've literally followed around the guys who come in to do stuff, and they show you what to do anyway. So I know what. So I always learn how to do these things because there's always a possibility in a dire situation, it still benefits you to know what to do, because if there's an emergency you need to do something, then you can't wait for the engineer to come out, because it could be like a life threatening thing, in which case you should still know how to do stuff. Because in that scenario, you don't want to be calling up going, yeah, I need the engineer, and then they say, yeah, I can be there in an hour, and somebody could be dead by then. In that sort of scenario, you need to deal with it. You can't be waiting for engineers, particularly if it's a dangerous job, because some jobs, to a degree, are dangerous if things malfunction, especially if you deal with the public. So, I mean, that even applies to the job I do now, because I do wedding and event photography, basically, which is what the sponsorship thing is. Because I do that, I have to have liability insurance because I'm going into other places to do work. So if anything happens, I'm insured. And if most workers do not have their own insurance, which means if something happens, it comes down to the company to have you covered in insurance. And not all companies are good for insurance, right? Let's see. Yeah, it's yeah, that's definitely one of those things. I used to do that, but I used to do it in a way where I wouldn't get noticed or caught out doing it. But it does benefit to do that, because if you don't, there can be issues. But the thing is, your employer would be grateful if something really serious happens and nobody else is, and these guys aren't there to sort it out, and it needs to be done quickly, and you end up saving somebody's life doing it. Then they wouldn't complain. It's just one of those things, you know. But yeah, people get really strict and silly about certain rules, and they really shouldn't. And I mean, to be fair, there is a reason health and safety exists, and it's a very good reason. However, if a person is capable of doing something, they should be allowed to do it. It should be a judgment call to the employer, really, because ultimately they are responsible for anything that happens to you. When if you're working for someone in the person's building, though, that's the only issue with that, which is I'm guessing why they are the way they are with that. That would be my guess, because otherwise, the amount of lawsuits people could fling at the employer for that, I kind of understand why they are that way, but at the same time, it's very annoying. Because I personally, one of these people, I just like to get stuff sorted and fixed and get on with it. But the world today is like, no, you can't do that. But it also appeals to my general nature. I like to know stuff. I like to know how things work and how things function. So it's good for me anyway. Oh, it looks like the coffee fiend's back. Let's see. Is she back? Is she back? Is she back? Is she still muted? Well, yes, she was.
Yes, I was still muted. And I went to talk. Oh no. Oh dear. But yeah, thanks, Peter. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. I completely forgot that I muted my microphone.
Yeah, Stephanie was trying to be a professional, but the problem is she forgot to unmute herself.
Yeah.
It's an easy thing to do. People do it.
Yes. It's like No, thank you for popping by, Kieran. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, and hopefully you get to stop being comfortable really soon.
Yeah. I will give you a call later.
Yeah, but take care, Kira.
Yes, take care of yourself, darling. Much love, much love.
So yeah, me and Captain Cooper, I'm guessing Cooper,
yes,
we're discussing about the machines and why people aren't there to fix them and stuff like that. So why in your absence?
Yeah, well, that's fair enough.
So yeah, it went to a thing, but it's going to be a case of
yes. But yes, no, I got the client.
That's what we like to hear. This is always good.
We love that. And honestly, I'm really happy because I've only been able to have my mobile business literally a couple of weeks. I've had it now, and it's doing really well, and I'm really, really happy with it. And because I'm one of those workers who I like to get the instant gratification of something. So me being a hairdresser, I get the instant gratification of cutting someone's hair when it's down to their waist all the way up to their shoulders. I love watching a transformation happen in front of my eyes, and I think it's amazing.
For some reason, when you say transformation, I just think of Thriller.
Wow. No, I thought you was going to go down the Transformers route, but okay.
Well, no, because they're robots. Thriller's actual people changing. That's why.
Yeah, this is true. This is very, very true.
But your other Transformers is a valid comparison.
Yes, it is. But so yeah, I mean, what I have going on now compared to at the start of this year, I thought, no, my business isn't going to take off. What I'm planning to do on the side with my crochet. That's also a good one. That is also a good one.
I don't want to turn into Chuck.
Oh dear. But so yeah, I thought because I'm also looking at starting up a online shop to sell some bumblebees and things, and I
But if you watch
I
early, sorry, I was going to say if they've watched early episodes, they've seen some of these because you've made them on the show.
yes. Yep, I've shown them all off. If you look at the first episode of Hook Up with Steph, that's where I showed off all my whips, my finished projects, and yeah, I will have to do another one of those soon because I have got quite a few bits done. One of them being my goddaughter's baby blanket. I actually finished it.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I actually finished it. I think I did the penultimate border row on air, and then I finished it off air. It is absolutely, I will quickly grab that because I am honestly so impressed with it. It's definitely one of my prouder bits of work. Let me grab it because it's in a box full of other bits for my goddaughter. Oh, hello, there she is. Thank you, and thank you for tuning in and stopping by. It means the world to me.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, and have fun.
So I just need to sew in the ends, but she is now finished. She now has a pink and baby blue border with white in between to section off the colours. And I'm just so happy with it. And Mojo, funny story, every time I got it out to finish it, and when I finished it, I took photos, my dog would lay on it, and I'm going to have to make him one because he likes how it feels under his belly.
Let's just hope Bubba's okay with dog hair.
I hope so. I mean, I am going to wash it before I do give it to her because hopefully I will be seeing Bubba and Kira very soon because I cannot wait to meet her, and I haven't seen Kira in such a long time.
Well, to be fair, I think Kira wants to meet Bubba first.
Yeah, no, Kira's going to meet Bubba first. I'm glad you think so. I'm over the moon with it, and I hope that she loves it because it's so soft. And there's also a couple of stuffed toys coming your way as well. So,
ooh, yeah. For those who don't know, that's Ben. That's Kira's partner.
Yeah, that's Kira's partner. Hi, Ben.
Also, check out when they do their Twitch because they do Twitch gaming stuff all the
time. It is honestly, it's such a laugh watching their Twitch. I watched it the other night while I was crocheting, and I was just like, I couldn't stop laughing for a good 5 minutes over something that was said, and I was just like, okay. But yeah, no, I'm glad you like it. I have sent pictures to Kira of it. So yeah. But as much as, because I like the instant gratification from hairdressing, but I do love watching something come to life and become a proper object that can be used as well. So it's just, I'm very odd in that regard, I would say.
No, it's just different types of creation because there's all types of creatives. There's the instant gratification ones who just like to see the end result straight away, and there's those who like to build up to create stuff. Because, for instance, a painter, if you're making a proper painting, like a I don't know, Mona Lisa, that was not a quick thing. That took ages to do, as opposed to someone who a sculptor can do it relatively quickly.
Yeah.
So I think it's similar to that.
Yeah, it just turns the material into some marvelous piece, and I'm just like, I wish I had that much patience. But that's kind of why I feel like my career path suits me a lot more, because I'm at a stage in my life where I'm like, right, I want this more than anything. And as some of my friends and family know, when I want something, I'll do it. And if I'm putting my mind to something, I will do it fairly quickly. So yes, Peter just very slowly nodding his head like, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes though, we do have to talk Stephanie out of things.
Yeah.
But to be fair, most people at some point need somebody to step in and tell them, no.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was one point, because there was one point in my life this is when I was a kid, I wanted to be a fashion designer and I wanted to make clothes. My mum had to tell me no because I tried to start cutting into my own clothes and making clothes out of my own clothes. So yeah.
I mean, the thing is, because of what I do, I've encountered lots of fashion designers, and to be honest, a lot of them start that way. But the thing with being like that is you have to have the stuff to use to do that. You can't be using all your own clothes because then you'll have nothing to wear.
Just wear the rags that are left over.
Feed the poor, feed the poor. Well, in your case, at least you can crochet, so you can make yourself a blanket.
Yeah, I mean, the shawl that I was working on.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on it for 1.5 years now. It's almost done. It is so close to being finished, and because at the time I thought it'd be nice, quick, straightforward. I would get it done by August last year.
You do realise it will still be ready before that your brother and sister's baby blankets.
Yes, mother. If you're watching this, mother.
Because for those of you who don't know, her brother and sister are in double figures at this point, essentially.
Yes. And they're still waiting on their baby blankets.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm confident Steph will have done hers before theirs is done.
Yeah, I mean, considering I made a whole baby blanket in a matter of 5 months.
Yeah. I think that's one of the advantages of crochet, though, is if you do need to go and do other stuff, you can do it quite easily and come back to it. It's not something where if it breaks if you have to do other stuff like life things, it's not, oh no, I can't do it. What am I going to do? You can always come back to these things, and hopefully it also helps you distress as well, because sometimes people just get too much going on.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the case in my life, because my lifestyle, I work around my work and my college because I'm still in education. But when I started crocheting, I was in secondary school, and it was evolving around my study times and my revision. And it's quite an easy thing after you've done like about 4 hours of revision on top of going to school, just coming home and making something, or just starting to make something. It truly is amazing. Like, the feeling of it just relaxes you, because you can literally, I sit here late at night and I will listen to music with my earphones. I'll plug them in to my phone, I'll switch on the music, and then I'll just crochet until I'm tired. So it's definitely a good way to relax. But if you are a beginner and you want to make something like a baby blanket, I wouldn't start off with making a massive blanket all in one. I would start off making the squares and then attaching the squares together, and then making a border if you choose to.
In other words, start small.
Yeah, start small, and then as you get more experience and you feel a lot more confident, then start working on a lot bigger projects. Don't bite off more than you can chew when you start off.
I think that does apply. I was going to say, I do think that applies to a lot of things, because most things get easier the more you do them. So, but obviously, the first time you do anything, because you don't know what you're doing, you're like, how exactly do I do it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with the exemption of Stephanie, I'm talking to everyone else out there. When you learn to ride a bike,
Yes. Oh God,
Yeah.
don't. I will talk about this in a second. I'm just got to reply to something to do with work.
Okay, as in a bicycle, people, just to be clear. Most
Yes,
people,
it's a motorbike.
yeah, most people when they're younger, the first time you have to learn how to ride a bicycle. You don't instinctively just get put on a bicycle and know how to ride it. But as you grow up, as you're doing it, the more you do it, the easier it gets. For example, I cycle regularly, and because I do so, it's very easy for me. I don't have to worry about balancing. I can turn. I can do long distance cycling simply because I do it so much, and it's much easier that way. And the same thing applies to like the crochet. The more you do it, the more you're going to learn. The easier a lot of stuff will be.
Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to finish off on a quick story time because I've got somewhere to be. I have work at 4:00, so I'm going to be shooting off fairly soon. Yes. I will be telling you first. Yes, I actually do have a consultation before I have people come over.
Oh, okay.
Because I do have friends coming over, but I do have to go off and do a consultation over the phone for about half an hour. So I need to make sure in that time that I've sterilized my kit because I had work this morning and I sort myself out. So story time real quick.
Yeah, basically you have to prepare before you do stuff. It's important, but yes, go on.
Oh, yeah. Being an adult is so much harder than what adults make it look.
Adulting is a trap. Don't do it.
No, don't. I regret adulting, and I'm barely an adult. I'm 19. I'm barely an adult, and I regret doing it. So, story time. When Peter glared at me about bicycles. When I was a child, for Christmas, I believe my grandparents got me a High School Musical themed bicycle with training wheels.
Yep.
My dumbass says, "Oh yeah, no, I can ride a bike. I'll be fine." So I sit in the back garden on the bike, and I start pedaling. And I'm like, "Mum, I'm doing it. I'm riding a bike. It's a lot easier than what people make it look."
Mm-hmm.
And she went, "Are you moving?" I'm like, "Yeah." No. I was pedaling backwards the whole time. Because when I tried to pedal forward, it hurt. It hurt my legs. So I decided to pedal backwards and make my life easier. I still, to this day, cannot ride a bicycle.
And since that day going forward, Stephanie does things backwards.
Yes, I go backwards. It's all fun and games until you just get out of breath from pedaling backwards. Which happened because I was pedaling backwards for a good hour and a half, thinking I was doing it.
Yeah, do you know what's really funny? Obviously, you just said that now, right? Last Sunday, Steph, I cycled a combined total of over 40 miles.
Oh, 2 seconds. Sorry, child interruption.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, the thing is, I did 20 miles to get to where I need to get to. Then I spent about 4 hours doing a photo shoot. Then cycled another 20 miles back. So bear in mind, I was essentially on my feet when I wasn't cycling.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it takes a lot. So, but you have to build up that. I would never suggest somebody that tries those sort of distances straight away because that's not a good idea.
No,
you need to build up to it.
Yeah. I mean, it's for me when I was younger, I used to do long distance running, so it is kind of similar to that. When I started off doing long distance, I would do 400 meters on the track,
which is like
It's one whole lap round because the 800 is 2 laps round a 400-meter track. That's what was at my secondary school anyway.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because
I was just working it out.
Halfway around.
Yeah, I was just working it out.
So, yeah, I used to do long distance, so I would do every day for a week. I would go around the track once. And then the week after, I would build up to 600 meters, which is a lap and a half around the track. You just need to build it up. Before I did my ankle in and my disability started to get worse, I was running about 1,500. I would run 1,500 in about 10 minutes. And my best time for the 800 was 5. So, yeah, do with that what you will.
Yeah, but it still relates back to the point of when it comes to these things, when you learn the crochet as well.
Yeah.
Don't run before you can walk. Build up to doing stuff. There's no shame. There's no shame starting slowly because everyone does. Because you still have to. Because you've got to work out what you're doing.
Yeah. What I will do for the next episode is I will try and find either some images of some of my very first few pieces of crochet, or I'll actually see if I have a few pieces left. But I will have a look, see what I can find, because the difference that secondary school me and present me when it comes to crocheting it's massive. I've been crocheting for about 6.5 years.
I believe it's about that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. It's either 5.5 years or 6.5 years. I'm not too sure.
It's 6.5.
Yeah. And honestly, there is such a huge difference between my work. It's amazing. Just watching yourself progress, it is absolutely amazing.
Oh, it's definitely true. I mean, I'll give you an example. I can give you an example related to my work. The very first photo shoot I did compared to what I do now, I'm still happy with the photos I took, but there are things, because I've learned in the intermediate period between the first one and the ones I do now, I'm much happier with what I do now than what I did then.
Yeah.
But I've only ever done 2 photo shoots where I didn't like the results of them. But you still learn from everything you do, even if they go wrong or it's a failure for whatever reason happens. You still learn from it, and you'll get better from it.
Yeah.
You learn by every step you do, whether it's good or whether it's bad. You still learn, and ultimately you will get better.
I mean, a thing I can vouch for that because I've had one photo shoot done with my uncle, and he did a few edits on them after the shoot, and I thought the edits were really cool and I liked them. I still do. But then I think a few months back you edited one of them for the fun of it. So you got the raw image and edited it. The amount of progression, because this was like 2017, that photo shoot. Yes,
it was.
Yeah. So we're now 2021. So I think it doesn't feel like it. But the amount your editing has progressed.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it's that much of a big jump in between each one, but it is. It's really hard to explain.
Well, the thing is, when you take knowing how to use the camera for photography is the most important part of it, regardless of anything. But when it comes to editing, the best editing is the editing where you make it look like what you saw originally. Because whenever you take a picture of a camera, no matter what camera it is, there's always you will never get the same thing because of the way cameras work. Yeah. What you'll find with the professional ones is we get more of the details in, so we can bring that stuff back if you know how to do it, or we can do other things with it. We have more options available to us because of what we use. If you do the same thing on camera phones, for example, you can never do that because it will never work.
No.
So one of the many reasons camera phones have their place, absolutely do, but not when it comes to anything important.
Yeah, I mean, because when you first started photography, I thought your photography would just be, take an iPhone and just go click. That's what I thought it was. And then you pulled out this massive camera in front of me, and I'm like, what's the difference? And you showed me the difference. You took the exact same picture of me, both with the camera and then with an iPhone. There is a big difference.
Yeah.
The difference is huge. So when people say, oh, but, you could do that quite as easy with an iPhone, You don't need the professional camera. The professional camera helps.
Oh yeah, to be honest, there are certain things you can never do with a camera phone, and that's simply because of the way they built the cameras for camera phones.
Yeah.
And camera phones can take some nice pictures. They can. I'm not slating them at all, but they are not up to the challenge of professional work. They simply aren't.
No.
But however, if you're out and about with your friends and we do like some pictures and capture memories spontaneously on spot, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's better to have a camera than not have one, because you never know if you'll ever get that chance again to get those pictures, especially after the year or so we've just had with COVID. Bear that in mind. So memories and videos are very important. So photos and video of people. I imagine it's probably got a lot more important for people.
Yeah, I mean, considering at the start of the pandemic, me and my family moved.
A lot.
Quite a lot during the pandemic. But we moved right as lockdown hit. We literally had each other. We were in an area we didn't know. I couldn't see my uncle, I couldn't see my grandparents, I couldn't see any of my close friends and family that I had where I used to live. And it was heartbreaking, and part of me wishes I had a lot more photos and videos and memories with those people. I mean, I do have photos and everything with those people, but it's, I just wish I had a lot more. So that's definitely something I'm doing after COVID. It is like, I wouldn't say annihilated and eliminated out of existence, because it won't be, but when everything can go back to somewhat normal.
When COVID becomes lesser than.
Yes.
That's the best way of putting it. Because things like that will always be around, but they should be less of an issue.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm just looking forward to spending more time with people.
I think a lot of people didn't realize just how important these things are to them, because particularly before COVID, people in general very materialistic, but people have got very clean to their friends and family over this lockdown period.
Yeah.
Now, my only issue is once people are able to go back to doing things, are they just going to forget what they've learned during this period in time? And I'm worried they are going to. So, because for some reason, because the problem is people don't seem to want to not learn from history, and I think that's a bad thing, because there's a lot of revisionist rewriting of history going on in media and stuff in general. I'm not going to get into specifics here because this isn't the place for it. No. But by ignoring things that happened in the past, even the bad things, you're going to probably ensure they'll happen again because you're ignoring them rather than solving them or facing them.
Yeah, definitely. There is a saying history is doomed to repeat itself if you don't learn from it.
Yeah, which I'm a big fan. I'm a big believer in, and a lot of people seem to be of the opinion of, let's just forget this ever happens, and everything will be fine. That's not how it works. That's how comes there was 2 world wars, for example.
Yeah, I mean, there was almost a third one at the start of last year. There was very closely a third world war, essentially. But because you also had the Spanish flu, I believe, is a good example to use for a pandemic.
Spanish influenza, yeah.
Yeah. Because you learn about that briefly in secondary school, in the UK anyway, well, especially in England. And it's just, you would have thought teaching the younger generations about the past, it would help make sure that those mistakes aren't made again. But yet here we are, we've got another pandemic, and when this is all over, everyone's just going to ditch the masks, ditch the hand sanitizers, ditch the 6 feet rule, and be on with it. And to be honest, I know as someone who personally believes in the history's bound to repeat itself if you don't learn from it, I will be keeping a stash of face masks purely because if this happens again, which it probably will, hopefully not in my lifetime, but if it happens again, I want to be a lot more prepared. If that makes sense.
It does, because This sort of thing has just caught everyone out. Is what happened. That's why there's so much chaos to begin with this sort of stuff. I mean, even now they've not really adapted to it properly because they just assume, oh, we've got vaccines, and everything's going to be fine.
Yeah,
and it may be, but at the same time, viruses mutate. That's a thing.
They mutate. They adapt to their environments.
There's a reason why in the UK that the over 60s are always told to go in at winter for flu shots.
Yes.
So, just something to bear in mind. But the main thing I'd say is obviously, I don't like the idea of trying to erase history because you don't like it.
Yeah.
Because you're more likely to encourage the repeat of said history because you haven't learned from it.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I'm not condoning anything. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying here. But by denying something happened, you are denying the fact it was stopped or people dealt with it and they got over it and things got better.
Yeah.
Although things can still get a lot better in all. Don't get me wrong. By no means is the world perfect.
No.
But you could make it much worse by forgetting the things that have already happened.
Yeah. But I think that is a good note to end the podcast on for this episode. So.
Oh, actually, no, the best note to end this podcast on.
Cheers. Yes. Oh, no, I left it downstairs. I thought I forgot something.
You went downstairs. You went...
And I leave it downstairs.
That pretty much sums up this show, really. Oh, we're going to do crochet, coffee, and chat. We've done the chat. We talked about the crochet. You've done the crochet, but you forgot the bloody coffee.
No, I had coffee at the start.
Yeah, but you forgot your refill. I'm still good.
I know. I need to find my big mug and my at the moment. Because my big mug of coffee can last me pretty much throughout the whole 2 hours that I normally run this show. I'm just going to flick back through all the plugs. So, go check out, if you want to see extra bonus content for the channel, check out Patreon. This will help us keep the shows running and we'll be able to do some awesome stuff as well. Also, if you want to see my dog, yep, he has it here. Check out the Twitter. If you have anything that you want to discuss about this show on Twitter, just use the hashtag #HookUpWithSteph. We can find it that way. And we will try and make sure we get back to you. We also have an Instagram if you do not have Twitter, and you can just send us a private message about what you want to see next on the show. It also shows you when the shows are going to be up live as well. So thank you again to my darling dearing. Yes.
By the way, patrons, yeah, you have priority on that stuff. So if you're a patron and you request stuff, your stuff gets priority. Yes,
it does. I would like to thank my wonderful guest, my Uncle Peter, for joining me. Please go check out his Instagram for his company. And yes, they are an amazing company. I will never stop saying that. So yeah, also if you would like to get in touch about any questions you have to do with hair, or if you want to book an appointment, please check out my Instagram. I am now starting to take bookings for my mobile salon. Thank you very much. And yes, if you want a haircut or a hair color, I'll see what I can do for you. And I would also like to thank, yes.
Before you disappear, everyone, tell us if you like Steph's new hair.
Oh yes, I completely forgot. I changed my hair. Yes, I'm a redhead now. Hi. It was a lot brighter, but I've had it for a couple of weeks now, and it's faded.
Also, you're blending into the wall at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I match my bedroom, okay? But yes, I would also like to very quickly thank our sponsor, Drawing the Light Photography, for sponsoring this video. It is always very much appreciated. And yes, please go check them out, guys. They have supported us so much on this channel. And yeah, that's it from us. And we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Thank you for watching. Carry on crocheting and please stay safe. Bye.
And remember, don't cycle backwards.
No, don't pedal backwards. No, cycle forwards, not backwards. Bye, guys.
You'll get much further. Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye-bye.
She's touching me.
I'm touching her.